why are we dancing? I predicted that Docademic would be one of the great winners. Tomorrow, there'll be an announcement of monumental proportions. We're celebrating. We're celebrating cryptocurrency.
Easy boy! Hello and welcome to your daily crypto news. If this is your first time joining us on the channel, thank you for being here. We'd love for you to become part of our community. You can do that by smashing the like button, subscribing to our channel, and clicking the bell so you get post notifications of our new videos. We just gave away a Nano Ledger yesterday. The winner of that was Ronnie8, announced on the live stream. Thank you everybody for joining on the live stream. Going to be doing more of those, probably another one sometime, maybe the middle of the week, and we'll just see where that goes. So for the next contest, I have a question for you guys. Do you guys want one big prize, or would you guys rather have 4 medium-sized prizes, 4 or 5? I'm trying to figure out if I want to have one big winner or 4 or 5 winners for for the contest. I think that might be pretty cool. So you guys let me know your thoughts on that. Drop a comment below. So let's jump into the market cap today. The market cap is at 279 billion, so it has dropped a little bit. It was, I think, at 282 yesterday, so it hasn't dropped that much. Bitcoin is down just a hair. Bitcoin dominance is 39.9%. Love seeing it under 40%. So it's right on the border of what I'm comfortable with as far as Bitcoin's dominance of the altcoins. So if we come here and look, Tether has managed, or Tron has managed to fight Tether off still for that number 10 spot. But I do feel like Tether is coming for it in the top 10. Everything in the top 10 is down today. Neo is slight winner at number 12. Let's look at the biggest winners of the day, Docademic. So Docademic, there's one very simple reason for the pump. You saw him in our opening video, John McAfee. He is now shilling Docademic, and you can see what it's doing for the price. It's up 23%. I think I saw that video like 2 days ago or yesterday. I wish I would have got in on it for the McAfee pump. So it would have been nice to get some gains and then trade them back during this, lull we've had recently. But other winners that are over 10%, Mithril and Redcoin, also Decentraland. Go to the biggest losers of the day. Bitbox token continuing to drop after it had quite the climb last week. FusionKin, Dentacoin, Populous. Basic Attention token also is coming down off of a pretty good peak it had the last couple of days. So speaking of Basic Attention token in the Brave browser, we mentioned this yesterday in our live stream, but I want to bring this to your attention again because I didn't have the screen to show with it. Next live stream, I'm going to try to figure out how to do the screen share. You would think it'd be really easy, right? Like this YouTube is 2018. Give me a button I can click to share my screen, but you got to like go through Google Hangouts, and it's pretty complicated. I'm going to try to do that for our next live stream. We'll see if it works or not. I'm working on it. Technical difficulties, growing pains. So the Brave ad program is now coming out. If you don't use the Brave browser, as always, I will shill it to you. It is down in the video description below. You can download it. It's a way that you guys can support the channel, especially for you guys that are active users. We would really appreciate it. But it's not just for my benefit. The Brave browser is really good. I use it in all our videos. I use it pretty much almost across the board. Some things I have to use Chrome for. YouTube doesn't work as well, like I mentioned, on Brave browser because of all the ad blocking stuff it has built in. But it's a really great browser. It's much faster than Chrome. It's much faster than Firefox. Obviously, it's faster than Internet Explorer, but who's not? So they're getting ready to roll out the ad program. It's a trial program, and basically it's where you are going to get paid for watching ads on the platform. So I wanted to highlight this part here. During the trial period, users will see a few relevant ads a few times a day. That seems to be a rather sensible approach, and it will hopefully break the monotonous aspect of seeing the same relevant advertisements on every single site one views. It is evident Brave can make a big impact in this regard, assuming the team does it right. For every advertisement a user views, he or she will earn Basic Attention tokens. That money will come from advertisers, and Brave will share 70% of those profits with the end user. It is quite a steep amount, although no one should expect to get rich overnight or make any sustainable income from watching ads within the Brave browser all day. Now, that's very important to point out that, like I said in our live stream yesterday, you're not going to be able to just sit around and watch ads all day and make money. That's not what this is. Basically, it's just a way for users to be able to get paid for their attention by viewing ads, and also be able to take their Basic Attention tokens that they earn and tip content creators that they would like to give money to. So this is not going to be the kind of thing where you can sit around and do this as a career. They're going to control it within the system, so you're only going to be able to see so many ads per day or per hour or whatever it may be. But it would be nice for once, instead of having to, constantly look at ads and not get anything in return, to at least over time that money will add up. And who knows, if the price of basic attention token goes way up, which I believe it will eventually, then it might not seem like much now, but you store it all up and it could become much larger down the road. So let's look at Ripple. We've got a couple stories about Ripple today. One is that Ripple's executive was elected to a Federal Reserve task force. That is the Federal Reserve's Faster Payments Task Force Steering Committee. So the purpose of this steering committee obviously is for there to be faster payments and faster transactions in the financial systems. But here's the thing. It seems like Ripple's trying to get a little cozy with the government. That they're really trying to, in my mind, wiggle their way in, not necessarily in a negative way, but just kind of to rub shoulders and rub elbows with the important people in the government to be able to make sure that Ripple is not classified as a security. So if you saw what happened to Ethereum's price and if we were in a bull run, it would have went up much more. When it was announced it wasn't a security, that was like a breath of fresh air or a sigh of relief across the cryptocurrency world. And, it brings up the point of what will happen if Ripple is classified as a security. So I found this article also dealing with the same issue. Ripple's deal with U.S. Treasury defines XRP as a currency, not a security. So this goes back to a 2015 settlement agreement with the U.S. Treasury's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. And the long and the short of it is, I'm not going to get into the details of the actual settlement and what they were arguing about, but one of the statements that was agreed upon is the currency of the Ripple network, known as XRP, was pre-mined. In other words, unlike some other virtual currencies, XRP was fully generated prior to its distribution. As of 2015, XRP is the second largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization after Bitcoin. Now, the important part here is that they're agreeing on the fact that XRP is a currency. So very interesting how this legal argument might in the future prevent the SEC from classifying XRP as a security, which obviously, even though like a lot of people might not like Ripple itself, the company, or XRP due to some centralization issues, the fact is that would be bad for cryptocurrency. At this point, we don't want any of these top cryptos to be classified as securities. That would probably cause a dip in the overall market cap. People might lose confidence. So, hopefully Ripple will not have to go this route. If you're one of those just, watch the world burn people, then maybe you want to see that. But personally, I wouldn't want to see that for the market. So let's check out NEO. So risk management and business models on the NEO blockchain. This is written by Malcolm Larater on Medium. And what I want to bring up about this article is, what have you guys heard people say about NEO, right? What's the catchphrase? It's the Ethereum of China. I've also heard that tossed about around some other cryptocurrencies as well. But the fact is, NEO is not Ethereum. NEO is NEO. So what is it that separates NEO from Ethereum or some other cryptocurrencies? Well, if you look here, this is just a quick look at a diagram of a chain in proof of work and proof of stake. Just pay close attention. As you can see, it's got several branches or forks, whatever you want to call those. But then this is the NEO blockchain here. And so this is very interesting. I honestly didn't know this about NEO. So basically what they're talking about in this article is, what is the better alternative to proof of stake or proof of work? So to meet the requirements, NEO blockchain is built on delegated Byzantine fault tolerance, a DBFT, an adapted BFT algorithm by Eric Zhang. The advantage of DBFT is that it cannot branch. There is always one and only one block proposed at any single time. Once the block is signed, it's 100% final. So that was just very interesting, because basically what that means is you're not going to have to wait for a ton of different confirmations on your transactions. It's just one. Once it hits the block, it's done, it's signed, and it's over. So that's one big advantage that NEO has over maybe some other cryptocurrencies, which is why I'm very bullish on NEO. And as I've told you guys in several of our videos, I believe it will at some point be number 3 in all of cryptocurrency. Who knows, maybe at some point it could pass Ethereum, but I do see this as a top 3 cryptocurrency. So Dash, we've been talking about Dash lately, how Dash has actually managed to pass Monero. A lot of people thought Monero was dropping because like the Japanese privacy coin ban, but Dash was also banned by Japan, and yet it has now passed Monero. So Dash Core Group becomes first legally DAO-owned entity. So what is a DAO? It is a decentralized autonomous organization. So it's funny, like we continue to go down the rabbit hole of cryptocurrency and decentralization. So at first it was like, oh, everybody loves Binance. It's great. Oh, wait, hold on. It's centralized. We need decentralized exchanges. And I was just using Binance for example. Obviously, it is the #1 exchange. But what I mean by that is people are starting to see that there is power in a decentralized exchange because no one has all the power. Even CZ from Binance himself has said that's something they're interested in doing, and they are going to do that on Malta, have a decentralized exchange. But Dash has now taken the idea of decentralization, applied it, and became owned by a DAO. And so what a decentralized autonomous organization is it is a community-owned organization. No one takes credit for being the owner of Dash, but yet it's still owned. So it's decentralized ownership where basically the community owns the project. And that's so cool. I really like that about Dash. We talked about in the past how I feel like they're very transparent, and I really like what they're doing there. So we've been talking a lot about Stellar lately because it was recently put on itBit with some of the big boys in cryptocurrency, basically everybody that's on Coinbase, and now Stellar is added to that list. Stellar, I also believe, is a future project that will be rising and will pass some of the ones that are currently ahead of it. So because of that, let's look at some different wallets here. I did my Ethos wallet review, by the way, and that went really well. That's on track to be my best video ever. So I wanted to start talking a little bit more about wallets. And I found this list. It was through Reddit, organicpost.com, bestseller wallet. This post is like real SEO friendly. So basically, I think they're really trying to sell these. But, I do agree that the best kind of wallet you can have is a cold storage wallet. So even if your computer gets hacked with this wallet, it doesn't matter because it stores it in cold storage. So it's not accessible on the network if your computer were to get hacked. So it's always a good option. But I wanted to show you guys some of these other ones. And you can look in the video description below and get these links and check all these out. So there's Stronghold. Basically, you're able to hold multiple assets on it as well. It's a distributed exchange built on the Stellar network. There's also Stellar Term, Astral, Stellarport, Lobster, Saza, Papaya, Interstellar, which is one that I've used before. It seemed to work pretty well. Firefly, Foxlet, Stargazer, and Centaurus. Oh, and Smartlands. So here, that's a list of Stellar wallets. You guys can look and read this article and look at the difference between each of them. But if you're interested in Stellar, then I definitely suggest looking into one of